dashboard. Oh, hey, yes, I'm live. Okay. Well, I am actually going to go into here, go into voice chat related, streaming, see if this works. Yay. Deal with the audio here. Okay. Okay, I need to increase it. There we go. Okay, I'm going to be in the Linux Gamer Group Discord channel. So, let me do some other things. As soon as I can figure out how to get to my own. Ah, there we go. There. Mute that. Okay, it's been a while since I've twitched. So, let's get back to this dashboard. And I'm just going to do a quick little video today on a few tricks that I've learned in Cities Skylines. So I'm going to actually cheat for the first time. I don't like doing this, but I'd like to have infinite money on, so that, there we go. Okay, let's do arid plains. So one thing I'll do is give you guys an idea of one of the easiest things that I've learned for freeway overpasses. And just give a quick explanation on why I do the freeway overpasses as I do. And it's not necessarily freeway overpasses. There's a few other tricks, right? Here you'll see little tips and tricks, and they sometimes mention, oh, hey, roundabouts are incredibly useful. Well, I'm an American, and roundabouts anger and confuse me in real life. But in Cities Skylines, they are stupidly useful. I mean, incredibly useful. Oh, hey, cool, this is a really, really good map. I mean, look at this freeway going smack dab in the center of the city. And it's raised. So nice. So, What I'm going to do is the first thing, like with here, I want to see where the pillars are, because if I'm going to be building a road, I want them to go as center in between the pillars as possible. So I'm going to be making a roundabout right now. So let's, well, first of all, when you start a city, you have to put a road down before you get any other options. And for roundabouts, you want to have them be one way. You could use the built-in roundabout tool, but as you can see, it doesn't... Well, there we go. That works well enough. But the other issue you can see there is, well, I'm not going to be able to get any freeway on or off ramps. So, always do multi-lane one way. Once you start off, you're going to have only a two-way, one-way road until you get the freeways enabled. And I've got mass transit. So really, if you've got the base game, you want to do a roundabout with a three-way or a three-lane road or freeway like this. Mainly because here you've got 3 lanes. You can have traffic go out this way or on this way. In this case, let's say traffic is going onto the freeway here, and then somewhere over here there's an off-ramp taking traffic off. And then you've got this center lane that is completely free and available for the cars to use to either change lanes or whatnot. So you don't have a block up where that, like what you'd have with 2 lanes. Now 4 lanes is better, mainly because you've got more center lanes for traffic to move around in. So let's get around to doing this. Oh, and you'll see the dots there actually can tell you where the pillars are. So I'm going to do that, make a straight road, and then I'm going to click curve. And you see the lines, the guidelines here. I always want to be in the center of the guideline when making a curved road, because it will give you the best angle, like that, and then drag it so that it's center there. Do another center, bring it down to that, and then go back to a straight line, and you see I just barely make it past the pillars there. So this will be an issue when this road needs to get bigger. So let's go back to curve, go to that, smack dab center, boom. And now I can do freeway on and off ramps. And as I said, you really want to have them staggered. So you want to have, like here, I'm going to do a freeway on ramp there. Freeway on ramp going down into here. Freeway off ramp going that way. And that's not the prettiest. I'd rather have it be actually facing the flow of traffic there, but this should work. Okay, so that is a kind of what I do for roundabouts. And what's really nice about doing roundabouts, especially like this for freeway traffic management, is that you need fewer on and off ramps. They can handle a higher load of traffic because of the efficiency in flow. The biggest issue will be if you have one of these off screen, one of these three-ways here. They'll get congested if they're way off the screen. Okay, so there's that. Let's see, what else? Oh, let's hypothetically say you're building a city and you've got a road. You've got a road and man, does that look pretty, doesn't it? So that's the most amount of roads that you can have going into one particular intersection. And once your city starts getting busy, this is going to be a huge traffic jam. You're going to have traffic jamming up here for miles upon miles. So let's extend this a bit so that we can hypothetically have multiple roads going in, and I can see the chat, so if anyone's got questions, just let me know. Let me check something as well. Okay, so done with that. Let's get back to this. Make these a little longer. So that center intersection is just going to absolutely be an absolute bore. So destroy some of the roads here. And you're going to make a roundabout. That is incredibly off-center. Let's see if a roundabout will work. No, that's way too close. Yeah. So, roundabout. There we go. And that should help alleviate some of the traffic jam. You've got traffic going in, and then you've got traffic going out. Now, the one downside with something like this is these short little intersections can get really, really jammed up quickly. So, for something like this, I'd rather have some of these outside roads come in from the inside to mitigate any potential traffic jams. So there's that. Oh, and while we're here, bummer, I don't have everything unlocked. Oh, gonna need to do it at some point. Oops. Okay, so freeway or lane upgrades. So I accidentally made a one-lane road there. How do I fix that? Well, you've got straight road, curved road, freeform, and then you've got upgrade. So upgrade will allow you to either go and change a road to something newer, which in this case, left click. Boom. If I want to make this go a different direction, right click. See? Went a different direction. Boom, 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 boom. And you can actually hold down and it will do everything for you in just one go, which is really nice. So, let's get this going. This is an interesting map. I've never played this map. You see that three-way there? I could completely and utterly jam that thing up from this area. So I really don't want to mess with or have to worry about water. This is not going to be pretty. Don't care. I just want to get this done. There we go. Hello to whoever's watching. Okay. So that's done. Now I've got people moving in. Yay. And since I'm cheating, one, I won't get any achievements. But, oh well. So, let's do freeway or roundabout on. And for making a road go up and down, you use the page up or page down. And page down brings the slope back down. There we go. Perfect. Oh hey, I've got more roads. 6-lane roads are really useful in some cases for... Okay, so I want to make that a curve. There we go. It's for your main arteries, your thoroughways, the road that is going to have the most traffic on. You want to have either 2-lane roads or I mean 4-lane roads like this, or you want to have 3-lane roads like this. In the case of the roundabout here, right now I could probably upgrade it to a 6-lane one-way and be good for a quite good deal of time. But as you can see there, I can't upgrade. Let's move that there. That way I can upgrade this. And let's pause. Whoops. Not what I wanted to do. And there's no undo button in this game. Drat. B gets you out of bulldoze. So I'm going to have to do some hackery here. Because that moved on me. Huh. There we go. And let's migrate that so that it's one way. It's going on. Let's do one going. There we go. Let's see how traffic is enjoying that. That should work. So one thing you definitely want to do is you want to buffer your residential from your industry, or at least initially until you get into high density, in which case you want to buffer your residential from your high capacity commercial. The reason for that is the high capacity commercial later on in the game, here, high density commercial zones are incredibly noisy, and your citizens will get unwell from the copious amounts of noise. Same thing with industry as well, is especially with the normal industry that you start off with, they'll have a two-for. You'll get sick from, your citizens will get sick from the pollution and from the noise. So there's that. Oh, there's the flickering again. So what I'm doing now is building enough industry to make this be like, meh. Okay, got enough industry. And from here, I'll build a road going across. Now, another thing that you also want to try and do is freeways are incredibly noisy. So you want to shield your residential from freeway traffic noise as well. Cars are just noisy. If you've lived in a metropolitan city, you'd know that. Or ever stayed near one. So you see all this traffic, it's creating noise. Let's take a look at the info view. And you can see traffic, wind, happiness. Where is noise? Noise pollution is not available yet. Oh well, that's a shame. Look at that. I've got infinite money. Hashtag don't care. There we go. Cool. Let's see, is there any railroad? That looks like something over there. If that's a railroad, that's really weird. Can't buy it. Railroad is very useful for getting heavy industry goods in and heavy industry goods out. So trade is very, very useful in that sense. And having a cargo harbor or a cargo rail will transport more goods in and out. One of the downsides is those ports are incredibly traffic heavy. You really, really want to do one-way roads going in and out of those. Now, some of the issues is that I've had is especially like with the harbor will the cargo harbor will refuse to match the one-way road that you have going into it. So it will be a two-lane road, one lane going each direction instead of two lanes going in one direction. So you'll get a huge traffic jam when trucks go in and then they come back out and have to make a loop around, and it just causes a huge, huge traffic jam. Looks like the city's building up quickly. Eventually I can just destroy these things, because who need... The windmills are really, really nice. They're very, very useful early on when you want to have just some quick, clean energy. But where they get clean and for regular pollution, they have a lot of noise pollution. So you do not want to have the wind-powered generators anywhere near any long-term residents. Otherwise, they will get sick, and you'll need to have medical facilities to mitigate that. And as you can see here, roundabouts seem to be doing their job quite well. Let me get back to doing some more. Let's see this grid system. So you can see here there's a grid line. So here's center, and here's the outmost. For pipes, that means if you go there and you go straight out, you'll get the pretty much the most efficient use of space. So if I go out from here, see? Most efficient use of space. And you want to really have the water lines be closed loops as well. That way sewage can get back into the sewage treatment facilities. So I need more residential. Oh, let's just do that. And get enough commercial going on over here so that I don't have to mess around with power. Again, as I said earlier, you really want to buffer the residential area from freeway traffic. The noise pollution will just make people sick. The other thing, another thing to know is that the citizens will only go so far to pick up food or to go to work. So if you've got an industry far off in this area, and on the other side of the map you have residential, well, they're not likely going to go over into that area for the industrial to work. So here, unlocked schools and healthcare, as well as garbage. And this is nice. So I'll do a little explanation here of a few things and a few gripes. Another complaint that I had. Now, with garbage, you can only have things go, or the garbage trucks really can only go so far. Now, in the original game, you had the recycle drop-off center. I believe that's correct. Yes. and it has a capacity, but it doesn't process. So I ended up downloading these add-ons that actually process like a real recycling facility would. Then Cities Skyline, the developers realized that, and with Green Cities added an actual recycling center that actually recycles, which is really nice. So I'm going to put one of those over here, and I'll plop another one over here, because heck, I don't have to worry about money. YOLO! Now, healthcare. When you click on these, you can see the healthcare and death care. So houses here give you a certain color. So I've got medical clinic, I've got a vision tech, and I've got this hacky thing. So right now I'm going to just be the baseline. I'm going to install a medical clinic there, and you'll see some of the houses will change color, or some of the buildings will change color. You can see there, definitely. So let's do that here as well. Death care is another thing that needs to be dealt with, and I found crematoriums to be the most efficient for that. And you see how the roads are completely grayed out. That means the hearse or the ambulances or whatever can actually travel that way. And the more bright the green, the faster they can get there. So if I put this here, you saw that was really light over in the traffic there. And it doesn't get up into this area. So I'll want to have one over here too. And now you can see all the area is covered, and the houses are a nice bright teal or very light blue or whatever color you want to call it. Let's deal with schools now. So you've got the base school, the base elementary school that you get with the original Cities Skylines. And when you get the Green Cities, you get the add-on of the community school. And I've got a couple add-ons, some assets that I've downloaded. So you can see here, completely and utterly grayed out. Same over here. So I'm going to want to build a school. Let's zoom out and see. Okay, so if I build it here, really only this side of the city will be able to get schooled. That's not efficient. That works. So, oh well, gonna have to demolish some homes in order to get them schooled. So trash, looking at this, everything all looks all hunky-dory. Trucks are able to get to where they need to be. I've got enough processing going on. Perfect. Electricity, I've got enough electricity being generated. Now, one of the new things, I think it was included as a free DLC add-on, is the ability to take a look at the roads. So let's do that for this one. Adjust roads, and let's take a look at the junctions. Okay, I want to turn that off. Turn that off to increase traffic flow. And let's just put a stop sign there for now. Just make sure people don't die. Not like they will, so really I can get back to that. But doing that, you can go change the name. Twitch Street, yeah. And then you can go and take a look at how long the road is. And the routes that are actually that are using it or are going to be using it. You can see where they're coming from, where they're going, etc. Really useful. And then you can also change junctions and whatnot, as I showed a little earlier. Kind of boring without color, isn't it? There we go, that's a lot prettier. Oh, they're definitely not happy about not having any electricity. There we go. Normally I wouldn't do this in any of my cities, I'm just doing this as a tutorial. That's why I have infinite money. I do not, outside of the custom assets, I do not cheat in this game. So down here you'll see there's a SimCity-like level for residential, commercial, and industry. And it tells you what is in demand, and when there's nothing there, like the industry right now, there's no demand for it whatsoever. That kind of gives you an idea, a guide of what you should build and what doesn't really need to be built. Thing right now is, since I don't have everything occupied, I don't really see much of a point in setting any more zones until everything is filled up. Then you get a clear idea of what really needs to be zoned, or what sort of zones you actually need. Yay, I've got an achievement. So, now we've got more buildings. Fire department, incredibly important. You can see here everything that's red is prone to catch on fire. And if you don't have a fire department, they'll all burn. Burn! So, I'm going to use this add-on that I picked up. And you'll see, once it goes online, all of the houses are turning blue. And I'll need a fire department over here as well in the industrial area. Do that. They turn blue. Ish. heavy industry like this that isn't farming or that isn't farming always has a higher chance of fire. So these will more likely catch on fire than any other building, and there's not much you can do to mitigate that. So let's go to police. Right now there's not much crime, but you can see there is really no police department whatsoever. So let me build a police department here. That's active, and you can see it barely can make it to the end here. But up over here, around here, and in the industrial area, nada. So let's go about mitigating that. Let's build a police department there. Once it gets active, all green. Let's see, is there any? So the slowest access point will be probably in this area. As you can see, it's a slightly duller green. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to buffer this residential from the noise of the freeway. By creating a commercial zone. And that will act as a buffer. That's why in some of my other cities you'll see a lot of commercial following along the freeway area to mitigate noise pollution and regular pollution as well. I don't always have industry immediately right up onto the freeway itself. Hey Jill, hey Wildbeard. So do you guys have any questions about Cities Skylines? I'm just doing a little thing about some tips and tricks. Looks like I'm gonna need to give that some water. I know. Nisui he had a burst vessel in his head. I should be in the chat. Okay, so there's that. Oh, hey, I still have that little bit of road out there. Might as well just get rid of that. Now, where was that? Wait, is that a rail line there? Huh. Well, I be darned. It is. Huh. What a weird map. I have unique buildings. Ooh. A panda sanctuary. Aw, can't put that there. Statue of Liberty. Ha ha! Yay! It is, especially if you can get it somewhere between $7 and $10 with the current Humble Bundle that's going on. It is currently November 12th, 2017. Yeah, it is definitely worth it. Ooh, I see some buffering. Hmm. Okay, so that was just me. Okay, but yeah, it is. You have to be a certain type of person, a wild beard, to really enjoy this. By the way, if you do want to chat, I should be in the chat channel on LGG, or the stream channel. Yep, yep, yep. I'm on the streaming channel on LGG, a Linux gamers group. So thank you for joining me. Let me get back to the Twitch dashboard. Oh no! It's not a disruption at all, a wild beard. I really do appreciate the questions. The feedback is very incredibly useful. I hear someone. Someone joined. Nope. They hate me. Okay, so I need more residential. I can see everything's all filled up, and now it's saying there's a really high demand for residential. Now, another thing about unique buildings like this is that they also have noise pollution as well. So I need to make sure that doesn't happen. Let's build lots and lots of residential here. Traffic is definitely getting a little heavier on the freeway. Usually when I'm playing this game, I try and make sure that I utilize as much of the land space as possible for zoning. That way I can get the highest population per density, and then I can go and screw around later on. Happier citizens pay better taxes, which reminds me, even though I'm cheating here, one of the first things you want to do once you're able to is to click on the economy button, go into taxes, and raise everything to about 10 or 11. If you don't do that initially on, you're not going to get much in the way of money. You can see I'm pretty much bleeding red here. I'm bleeding money. But as I said, this is more of a tutorial video of some tips and tricks that I've learned thus far. Do I have freeways yet? No, I do not. Cursed. So the thing with these hashes there is that if I go and let go here, and then I build a cross, that should cover and make the most dense land as possible. Ah! I am not a PC gamer. I'm not used to WASD. So let's get back to this and build up to the let's do the third line. Up. Not entirely accurate, but there we go. Let's make a wiggly. There we go. That should be good. More homes! Homes everywhere! Build the homes! All the homes. Now I've built more homes over here, so since healthcare, police, and residential, you always want to keep an eye on them to make sure everything is perfectly fine and everything's all in the green and whatnot. So thus far it looks like I may eventually need to put some more health over here. Let's take a look at healthcare. Perfectly fine for now. Police, good. No, fire department, okay, perfectly good. Although this will probably get sketchy later on. Police, here we go. You can see in that center area, police really just can't get there. So it will take longer for the police to actually get there, and thus horrible, violent crimes against humanity will happen. So I am going to go and try and put a police department where I can get the most green. And when it goes online, everything should be all hunky-dory. Yay, my cities increase. Now we've got parks and whatever the hell these are. I've not gotten any use from canals whatsoever. I have not figured out the use. Quarries and flood walls, well, in the I think it was a 7-hour video, I ended up using that to prevent some flooding. Parks are incredibly useful. They make citizens happy, and I've got a lot of DLC ones here. So, let's build a bunch of parks. Let's go with park with trees. Oh, these people are unhappy. I mean, look at that. They're all bright red. Let's go give them a park. See how they all go all happy? But that didn't have much of a range. Let's go with a small park here. Much more. Wait. Small playground versus small park. Huh. Let's go and give these people a dog park over here. I mean, they really would like to walk their dog, wouldn't you agree? There we go. Happy people. And you can see the houses getting bluer around the parks. The more parks, the better. Indeed. But you can have too many parks so that you have fewer areas for population density as well. So it's always a give and take, which is why some of my assets are incredibly neat. I have made my own parks, but like this simple tiny little park is super cheaty. Because watch, I'll put it right there. It's just one square park. Let's put it right there. Boom! And once it goes online, you'll notice all of them are going blue. Happiness everywhere. Let's see, where's that park that I ended up creating? Where is it? Roadside? Yeah, why not build one of those too? These people are unhappy. Public toilet. Plaza Park. Parking. Narrow Path Park. I believe this is one that I ended up creating. This is my own custom, one of my first assets I've ever made. And basically, it is a modular park, so you can have another one over here, and they can interconnect with each other. And it helps with foot traffic as well. So if, for example, if I had a road going along this way, which it would connect to it, as you can see there, meaning that any foot traffic that would want to get from this road to this road will be able to do so, which makes for happy citizens because, hey, it's a park. It also means that they don't have to walk as far. They don't have to walk all the way over here just to get to someplace over here. So parks can be incredibly useful for traffic management, foot traffic management, I should say. Has anyone visited Lady Jill? Statue of Jill Linux Chicks. Okay, so now we have high schools. So basically you can see here I've got 353. I'm increasing students. But I have no high schools. I've got 578 eligible high school students, and that is increasing at every talking moment. So I'm going to need to build a high school. So let's do that. Let's build one here. Let's go all the way over here. Build one there. Build one there. And I've got an Institute of Creative Arts. So how about I just nuke that one and build one of the DLC or the add-ons from Green Cities. Thank you, Jill. So Mfoxdogg Institute of Creative Arts. He is so going to kill me for this. Hey LGC, hey Todd. So exciting, yes, very, utterly riveting. So let's see what else. What else did I get here? I can always click here to see what other add-ons. Ooh, footy, football, woo, yay. I usually, especially recently, I haven't even bothered with football. It just, the traffic and the money you get out of it is just not worth it. What is up? Cities Skylines is up. Zing! So as I said, probably a little earlier before anyone got around, I try and create a buffer zone between high noise pollution and pollution areas and residential, and freeways are definitely a noise pollution source, which is why I always try and make a buffer zone of commercial between them. And then I can go and create residential. And the same thing actually applies to SimCity 2000 as well. So this goes back a very, very long way. Not so much Micropolis or SimCity. Yes, I did. He twisted my arm enough. It fell off because he's Australian, and you know, Aussies are kind of dangerous. But he twisted my arm enough to get me to play Armello. And I must say, I didn't die too badly. Okay, so let's go and fill up this particular area here. Usually you can have it go... Oh, that's right. There's only one way the people can get in for this park. Bummer. Not worth it. So traffic seems to be flowing quite nicely now. Can I build freeways yet? No, I cannot. Eventually, like with this one, I want to build a freeway that goes over here and then add a rail line. Or, nope. I need more, a higher population. Drat. Oh well. Let's pack this as dense as possible. Sorry for the copious amounts of silence here. Oops. Well, that's incredibly disappointing. Kicked a bunch of citizens out of their home. Oh dear. There we go. You hear mouse clicking. Is my Logitech M570 that noisy? Awesome! Now another neat little trick is any residential near water will have automatically a higher land value. So I always try my best to keep residential or have some residential going along water or commercial, because later on you can change the district types. Oh, districts, yeah, so I can create districts now. I won't do that right in this game, but I'll explain it. So you can create districts and you can decreate districts. So create, left click, done. Want to nuke it, right click. So you don't have to actually click paint district or erase district every single time. You can actually use the mouse buttons. Hey-ohs! Industrial specializations. So you've got really, 5 industrial specializations. It's really technically 6. No, 7, but I'll get to that. So of the yellow kind of industrial, like what's over here, this is just general industry, heavy industry, creating products. It can be product creation, it can be mining, it could be whatever. Forest, you really want to have forest in an area where there are trees. It is a renewable and clean no, Twitch is being a bit buggy. I'm taking a look at my dashboard and I'm at least a minute behind. I mean, I'm near the by the freeway, and I'm right now looking at a set of trees here. So it is Twitch's issues. So back to industry. You want to have district like here. You want to have one over here where the trees are, and have that be a specialization for forestry. And out of that will come clean, renewable forest industry. Downside with that is forest and farming requires uneducated employees. So if you've got a lot of highly educated people in your town, then they're just not going to have enough employees to run them. So there's a give and take for the efficiency. And then you've got farming, and let's see. Do we have the ability here? There it is, natural resources. So you can see from the natural resources, anywhere that's dark green will be a good spot for... Wait. That's an airplane. Will be a good... So the dark green will be a good spot for farming. There we go. You see the yellow here will be really good for farming. And if I remember correctly, the black or the dark is good for oil, and this light blue is good for ore. So you really don't want to have oil or ore industry specializations outside of those areas. And they are finite areas too. So once the oil is gone here, you might as well rezone it to something else. Once the ore's gone here, it ain't coming back. So renewable resources are forestry and farming. Thus far in my gameplay, I have not done anything other than generic industry, farming, and forestry. Now, there's other specializations that I can't do until I get to a population of 8,500, but there's offices are considered industry as well. And you've got generic office, and then you've got IT office. So basically it's equivalent to an office industrial park versus Silicon Valley. So something kind of like that. Now commercial specializations, well, there's a new one with the green cities, and that is this organic and local produce, which is incredibly useful if you have a farm industry nearby. If you set a commercial industry to organic and local produce, instead of exporting out all of your food, it will actually go to the markets, and you'll actually have more income stay inside the city. Otherwise, like right now, there's no commercial specialization. So I'll get things like, well, let's go over here and take a look and see what is here. Anything neat? No, not really. But you'll have leisure specialization, which gives nightlife and etc., and tourism, which will do hotels and recreational things. If you've got an island that you want to have, you don't want to have a road connected to it. You want to do one of those two. That way they don't need physical products to come in from industry. Let's see, what is residential is a new one. You can have basically an eco-green, self-sustaining. Your skyscrapers will have huge falling gardens along the sides of them, and just things like that. Yep, I got another flash again. Ah, my computer is flashing me. Ah! Okay, so that's the districts and whatnot. Landscaping. Landscaping, these ones, don't use them. Oh, for God's sake, don't use them. They're so freakingly busted. Landscaping in Cities Skylines is absolutely miserable. It's one of the things I miss from SimCity 2000 and 3000 is the landscaping. Because in Cities Skylines, it is, you'll just end up making a huge crater. Like, I'm making a mountain. Undoing the mountain. Oh yay, that was actually relatively painless. But when you actually really need to use it on hilly areas, like right here, I want to smooth that out. Okay, not really doing much. Just making more of a mess of everything. How about just smoothing it? Nope, big old freaking crater. utterly, utterly useless. I mean, smoothing, I'm supposed to make it even with this. Why is it just making a huge crater that's going to the deepest, darkest bowels of hell? Might as well just... So, when you're doing raise or lower, left, I think, yeah, that's right click and that's left click. So left click raises, right click lowers. What an absolute mess. But hey, I've got a little lake there. Woo! Yay! Going to the deepest, darkest bowels of Hades. But, so, in the landscaping, the things that you'll be using the most are paths that will allow your citizens to traverse a little easier between places. Like, for example, here you can... Oh, I usually turn off the grid system for this. Let's make a path going from here to there. That means that people here will be able to walk this way, and then from here, let's give them the ability to walk to the main. Main road, maybe. Yeah, yeah, woo, there we go. So that means if a person wants to walk from here and then be able to get all the way to over here, they don't have to walk down this way to this way and then around. They can actually take this shorter path. You can see it's already being used by someone there. Neat. I thank Foxy for Mfoxdogg for teaching me the benefits of road paths and whatnot. They're one of the most important things you'll be tiddling around with later on in game to try and make it so that your citizens don't have to walk as far, or in the case of one of the specializations, bicycling, you can make bike paths and people will use them. You can see they're already using this path already. I mean, it's incredibly popular right now. That's kind of nice. So let's get into the other thing. Trees! All sorts of beautiful trees. Now, one of the things that I like doing, and you'll see if you watched my 7-hour stream, is I go and I try and take trees and I put them along noisy paths, like boom, 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 boom. Wow! Like alongside freeways, very busy roads, etc. And the reason for this is, again, it creates a barrier for noise pollution. So, like for example, here, you won't have the noise pollution going left and right from one side of the freeway to the other. Now this is actually a trick learned in real life as well. So for example, if I really wanted to put residential here, I just go and build a line of trees alongside the freeway here, and then they'll be less likely to get sick from the noise pollution. So now I've got ferries, I've got transport. Yay! We can do transportation. Yay! I have freeways. Now I haven't figured out with the trees whether different trees help or not with noise pollution. Another thing that trees do is they increase land value. That's something that came in from one of the Sim cities, is when you plop trees down or plants down, you actually increase the value of, or the land value of your city. The prettier your city is, the more trees there are, the more plants there are, the less dead it looks, the more valuable the land will be. And the more valuable the land is, the more taxes you get. The more taxes you get, the more you can build. Build everything. So, we've got buses, and buses are... Public transportation is a hit and miss thing. I have not quite mastered it yet. I'm currently doing a city where I am doing nothing but metro rail, underground metro rail for public transportation. And that's because I found buses to clog up the road system quite badly. You have a misplaced bus station, and every time a bus stops, traffic is backed up for miles upon miles upon miles. And as for taxis, I found taxis to be incredibly useless. You get 35 taxis from a taxi depot, and that's it. So you have to build more upon more upon more taxis. I had one city that I ended up building 100 taxi depots just to be able to provide enough taxis for the citizens to use. I had more taxis in my city than there probably are taxis in the whole freaking downtown no, not just the downtown, but the whole LA County area. So taxis to me are incredibly stupidly useless. Ferries, on the other hand, are a relatively newish thing. Now, like for example, if I wanted, if I bought this land over here, itchy here. If I wanted to buy the land across the river, I could build a ferry to ferry people across, back and forth, back and forth. Incredibly useful for, I noticed a friend of ours, Empty, or Mike Tehan, has been building a city that has islands. And those islands, well, you kind of want to have as much many people get over to them as possible. Are there any islands here? Let's check. Nope, no islands. So here it would be basically just trying to ferry people across here to mitigate traffic onto the freeways or any roads. So, but for islands it's incredibly useful, especially like with tourism. You can have your citizens from the mainland get to the island to enjoy the tourism and then go back and forth. So right now I'm not going to do any public transportation specialization. Well, let's do a bus station. Let's put a bus depot, and then let's do this. Let's go and place some bus stops. I'm just putting them haphazardly anywhere I darn well please. And one of the things you also kind of want to do, it's a little thing that I've learned, is you want to have a bus stop near your big main attractions. So like Lady Jill here, definitely want to have people visit her, so I'll put a bus stop there because it's a tourist attraction. Parks, schools, there are other places that you want to have your bus stops stop at. You do not want to have a bus stop like right here, right before an interchange, because if the bus stops here, any cars that are going to go down that intersection are just going to get absolutely jammed. And let's do some more bus stops here. Let's do a bus stop at this park. Let's put a stop there. And let's just end the line. There we go. So there's a bus route. Not the prettiest thing to do, but heck, it works. Let's see the buses start leaving. Oh, there they are. And you can see from here how the buses will just pile up and they just create a huge, massive traffic jam. What? Where did I go? Okay. Sorry. Fell asleep there. Sorry. So, residential is definitely wanted right now, and I've got my population is slowly popping up. So let's go and, well, first of all, let's make sure that they're going to be happy. Other parks. Let's do basketball court. Let's see, what else do I have here? Oh, modular park. That's an asset that I downloaded. I'm really probably going to fix it though. I mean, look at this. Look at this. How barren, how boring. But one of the nice things is, in one of my cities, there's a blank space in between the international airport. The international airport is L-shaped. Can I get a picture of it from here? No, I cannot. But really anything by the airport is going to have traffic noise. So you're going to want to have commercial or offices near an airport, especially the international airport. And having enough parks like this will help mitigate some of the traffic, the foot traffic that the international airport will produce. So that's definitely one DLC or one asset that I recommend picking up. Okay, there we go. That should be good. Let's see, how is education doing? High school's doing perfectly fine, elementary school's doing perfectly fine. Be a little cheaty here. Oh, hey, look at that. I don't have enough water. Whenever you see me going massively far off the map, it's probably because I'm going to my other screen and looking at the Twitch dashboard or Discord. I don't have it integrated. I'm not that elite. Do I have freeways? Yes, I do have freeways. Woo! So let's get around to making a multi-lane freeway going vastly far across the other side of the map. Yay, there we go. There we go. That means I can then go and build trains there once I reach a... Holy smack. Well, I'll do another hour of this if you guys don't mind, and then I'll call it quits. I can't be like empty. Well, empty. I can't be like empty. Yeah, right. That's a good one. I'm worse. So let's do a freeway overpass here, a roundabout. So I'm going to do a 4-lane. Going to do it above. Oh, nope, I want to do straight. Curve. Straight. Have it match the grid there. Go back to curve. Center. Curve. Done. let's do a 2-lane highway. And let's make that an off. There we go. Okay, so that worked. Let's go and build. A road that connects that. There we go. That means industrial traffic should be perfectly fine over here. Oh, and look at that. Need more industry. Already being used. Neato. Let's go and put another fire department. How's medical doing? Perfectly fine. Boop. Fire's good. Police department. Also hunky-dory. There we go. Now I need to finish dealing with these lines. Silence again. Ah, no nose. Oh, saw there was an issue with trash. Disappeared quickly enough. Any anime fans out there recognize that? Eh? Ritio? Eh? Okay, needs more commercial specialization. Let's get around to doing that then. You can see here, this road is now massively populated and is becoming a huge traffic jam. So if I go up into that, stay on screen. here and hit traffic, we'll see that's pretty much red. You'll notice I don't really have many, if any, four-way intersections. I found that four-way intersections and more are huge traffic issues. So let's see if junctions. Let's upgrade this to like a small two-lane freeway for the roundabout. You can hear the siren there. And blam, there we go. Get back to this, see if there's... You can kind of see one of the downsides of this, why I recommend having an inner and an outer area. So for example, like with this, I really wanted to fix that. I'd have on freeform. Okay. Well, I probably won't mess with that then. It works. But yeah, I'd probably do something like have this be a little bigger and then have the traffic migrate away from that. Let's get the traffic going back. Or could just make the road bigger too. Let's see if that works. Yep, there's something there. Oh yeah, there's that little park. Yeah, that's probably going to be a traffic jam for quite some time. Since that's a main artery there. The reason why I can't upgrade that is because I've got the elementary school here. There we go. Now I can upgrade. Oh, that's right. There's a park there. So let's get back to upgrading. There we go. Unhappy citizens. And one of the downsides with that is when these buildings disappear, you lose tax revenue. Like, a lot. You could, if you're not careful, you could potentially go bankrupt because of this. So be incredibly careful when you do that, when you do road upgrades, because if you don't have a good steady set of income, you'll screw yourself pretty bad. In my case, I'm cheating. Haha. Ooh, that's a nice little looking park. And I'm gonna bulldoze these because they're trying to build up, but they won't maximize the space, and thus they won't maximize population density. There we go. Now look at that bus stop. So many people. I did put a stop sign in there. Yep, it definitely is relatively impressive. I wonder. Nope. There we go. Classical channel should be perfectly legal. Oh god, I'm going to fall asleep. Yeah, this is one of the new features. Outside, they added it shortly after, I think, snowfall. They added radio stations. And I've actually never listened to them. I usually nuke the music, which is why the 7-hour stream was incredibly dull. I got some complaints from some good dear friends of mine, stating that because of my copious amounts of silence, it was kind of a boring stream. Oh yeah, the classical station was great. Probably. go back to classic Cities Skylines soundtrack now. The last thing I want is strike on my account. Not like I'm monetizing this or anything, who cares? But clearly I care enough to worry about it. Now let's do another freeway overpass. Classic American style. American! So, I'm going to start off with a large road. And again, I'm going to go down just to mess, but you can do up as well. Have that go across. Now go back up. Now have one lane off ramps. That didn't work too well, did it? And as I said previously, four-way intersections are not ideal in my experience, but this case I found it to be a bit more efficient than going here, here, and then here, and here. There's multiple ways you can do this, so heck, I'll just do them all. And here, since I have them pretty much going the same way for both, so that's going on. There we go. So that's going to be a traffic jam area there. Let's see, is there a... I'm going to turn those off. And then continue building this main artery. Above ground. And have it intersect. And that's another freeway on-ramp and off-ramp. Well, I don't need those power lines anymore, at least I don't think I do. Hmm. Avenues are really, really nice. I think they're an add-on with mass transit. They have a center, I think they call it the Meridian, uh, or the center divider. Instead of it just being an area that you normally don't do anything with, uh, like around all the streets here, if they've got a center divider or a meridian, there's trees there, nice, pretty, but you're not allowed to actually walk on it. It's not illegal to, but it's not recommended. So the avenues here actually have a center area, tree-lined center area that pedestrians can actually walk, which is really nice. I'm still losing money hand and foot. Ah, you know something? I've got infinite money. Decrease the taxes for all. You don't want to do that. No, seriously, you do not want to do that. In a legit gameplay of Cities Skylines, you do not, for God's sake, do not do that. Let's do an on and off ramp for... There we go. That should make traffic mitigation there a little better. Ah, traffic's still a mess here. Let's add another one of those hacky little parks. What is it? Small park. There we go. Make everyone happy. Everyone blue. What time is it? 7:13. Problem is, I can get so addicted to this game that I just will absolutely lose track of time. Let's build a commercial here because people need a place to shop. And this will give them that ability. So that the people living in this area don't have to go all the way over here to get their food or whatever it is that they can buy. Let's see, anything familiar or any of my assets? Nope. Oh, there's like a donut shop with a fox there. Let's add some more residential. I'll plop some more commercial over here by the school. As you can see, this roundabout is working quite nicely, quite perfectly, even though it's actually not a freeway roundabout like what I normally do. But, good enough. That is an absolute hellhole of a mess. Okay. Well, while that's going on, let's... Oh, hey. There's someone not getting enough water over here. Why? Ah, that's why. So, let's take a look at the info views. I showed this a little earlier. So you've got power. Everything within the dark blue area is getting power. And you can see the power consumption and the power productivity. If it gets into the yellow, things are just barely at the point where you need to worry. If it's in the red, you're fucked. So you need to build more power plants for that. And if they get disconnected, you'll see this will be fine, but you'll need to pay attention to this. Light blue means they're connected, and whatever color the hell this is means that they're disconnected. Now the same goes with water as well, except you've got more colors here. You've got water and sewage, if they're light blue, water only but no sewage treatment, and no water and no sewage, which is one of the issues that I had up here. And here you can see the amount of water that's being consumed and the water that's being produced, created, cleaned, etc. For example, I could probably now get rid of the water tower because I'm got enough of these taking sewage and cleaning it up to the point where people can drink. So basically you want these up in the green, and if they go into the yellow, you need to worry. If they go into the red, panic. Same thing goes with, oh my god, it's getting near the yellow. So that means my garbage production or processing is going down. And you can see the efficiency here is how easily the trucks are able to get there in a reasonable amount of time to pick up trash before it piles up. So I probably need to deal with that. Let's just build my biodiesel incineration plant. Let's pop that over here by Wayne Industries. And you saw it jumped. Not perfect, but it jumped. Okay. So everything's all honky-dory. Education, well, you can see from here there are some houses that are not educated. Let me get out of... There are some houses that are not educated, but you can see the efficiency is pretty much good for all of them. So all of them have access to educate, or to at least an elementary school. And I've got enough of a capacity for them all to get to an elementary school. So eventually, as time goes on, this educated will increase. High school, however, you can see the efficiency here will be pretty much nil. They'll have a very hard time even getting to this high school. This one's doing good, except for the over here. And this is perfectly all hunky-dory. Now, university, do I have a university? No, I don't have university unlocked yet. But, even then, going back into here, if I did, you can see there is no university, and thus no one can make it to the university. The efficiency of people getting to higher education, a higher university education, is pretty much nil. It is nil, period. So let's go with happiness. Everyone seems to be relatively happy, up in the 80 percentile and whatnot. So that's good. Happier they are, the more money you make. The more money you make, the better things are. Ah, hello, there's some unhappy people here. Why are they unhappy? Do I care that they are unhappy? No, I'm a dictator. I'm not a benevolent leader. I am an absolute tyrannical dictator. So let's go to health. Health seems to... You can see the efficiency for health here. It's not doing that great. I might need to do something about that. Oh hey, there's a fire going on. Now, if a fire truck does not make it to this in time, the surrounding buildings, because of natural disaster add-on, will spread. Free DLC with natural disasters. It's actually not part of DLCs proper. So you can see a fire truck finally made it. I see the little man going and blowing his hose onto it, blowing his load. Okay, and they're done, and they're off. And the building's a little scarred, but it is perfectly fine. So let's go back to medical. Since this looks like it's not doing so great medical-wise, let's put vision tech there. And one there. Just for good measure. Let's do that. And let's put a whatever this additional asset is. And that should make everything all good. Cool. So efficiency for medical and death care is really good. I mean, if someone dies, a hearse will be able to get to them. More housing needed. Woo! Yay! Okay. So let's get back up to here. We did health care. We saw that death care and health is perfectly fine. We've got 24/6 citizens, and that's probably those people because they're so close to this pollution. I probably need to nuke that and make a much bigger buffer zone because they're absolutely sick. So Let's go and put in some commercial. That will create, hopefully, enough buffer zone between the residential that their health won't decline as bad. That traffic is still gnarly as heck. You know something? I know a resolution for this. And that would be change the direction of the roundabout. Here we go. That should increase the traffic flow. That way these cars aren't backing up when cars are trying to get back onto this road. So that will clear up eventually. So I'll let the city build for just a little bit. I will be back. Okay, I'm back. So nothing really horribly exciting. No disasters. Bummer. That's pretty. Let's maximize the industry over here. I don't want to upgrade. There we go. This is nice. As I said, I've never listened to the audio from this outside of normal. There we go. Why is there a bus station there? Huh, that seems a bit odd. Oh, the intersection was right at the bus station. That's neat. Kinda weird too. Not a good spot for it. Oh, more residential is needed. So let's go and build some more there. I'll give this about 15 more minutes and then call it quits. Yeah, 15 more minutes, definitely. Let's see, here, garbage has piled up. That means there's a trash truck having a hard time getting to this particular residency. Do I have... Nope, I still don't have trains yet. Darn it.
You're listening to the classics, the city's home for the hits from the 80s, 90s and onward. 1780s and 1890s, that is. I'll be playing some lesser-known gems from those eras, so don't go away.
What the hell? That was great! The 80s and the 90s, 1880s. Oh, God! Ouch, my intestines, they hurt. Okay, so here I'll probably need another fire department, and I'll put it here. Police. Actually, fire department isn't needed. Police is needed. Let's build another park. Traffic park, yeah! Whoa! Whoa! Look at that! Look at that! It's so neat! Some interesting music there. Is the power gonna make it? Well, we'll see. Yeah, I remember. The community garden is such a good park. It makes so many people happy. And it can be built on steep slopes as well. Well, steeper slopes, that is. I said I normally don't do housing near the freeway, but in this case, traffic isn't heavy enough to warrant it. And I'll also eventually later on be upgrading the freeway to have sound barriers. And the sound barriers help with noise pollution a lot. So, am I good with schools? High school might be wise to add another high school around. Let's add one there. Let's see, who am I going to name this after? Okay. Here we go. Name it after Linux Chicks people. Name all the schools. Wait, didn't I put a pet park somewhere? Where's the pet park? Yeah, there's the pet park. Nope. Not. Is that the pet park? Nope. That's not it. It's a small park. Where did I put that confounded pet park? Ah, there it is. There we go. Name it after. No, it's not a dog park. Cat park. Yes. Walk the cats. Now anime fans should know what this is from, but I'll name it after someone else. There we go. Let's take a look at health. How's the health doing? So it seems the residents are doing a lot better now that I put the the commercial there. You're not getting as sick. And there we go. Traffic is getting a little more busy. Let's take a look at the junction here. There we go. That should definitely prevent some traffic management issues. Oh, and the way I'm able to scroll around like this, whoa, shaky camera, like this, is I'm holding down the scroll button, the center button. Oh, yay! More things! Highway with sound barriers, prettier roads, bicycle lane roads. I built this, but I didn't find any huge benefit from it. Same with the medical laboratory, or at least yet. Community pool, give or take. It just is more things to build. This one I've never used. Yeah, that just confuses me. I guess it's useful if you have a lot of heavy traffic going one way, but you want to have a multiple direction road. Californians will understand that. Oh hey, look at that! What the? A Pizza Hut! I got a Pizza Hut!
Classical music and classy people. And that's not classist, that's classicist. Look it up.
Oh, awesome! Thank you, Jill. I'm hoping Steve is enjoying it and not getting hungry for either a down and out burger or a Pizza Hut. Soda. Woo! Nothing going on in the park right now. Did my traffic management actually work? To an extent. It's definitely making things flow a little bit better. Well, it's about... Yay, I'm getting more viewers right now, right when I'm about to call it quits. I'll do another stream of this another day. Well, that's about it for the city right now. Let's do one really, really important one. One thing that you should always, always do. Is save your city, and save it often. Now there's several interesting things about this, is if you save it, like if I hit save right now, right here, right now, I'll have this saved on this one particular computer. I'll be able to access that save. I can then, if I wanted to, modify it, whatever. If I were on Windows. But if you use this Steam Cloud Save, it saves to Steam's servers, and whatever machine, wherever you are, you'll have access to the save file there. And that's incredibly useful. I've got a few. All of these ones with the little clouds are in the cloud save. And then, as you can see, these autosave ones are the ones that are saved locally. You can set it to autosave, and you can set it to not autosave. I recommend setting it to autosave, but increasing the time. I'm going to do that. And for that, let's get into the options. I'm running a 1050 Ti, and you can see I'm getting around 30 to 40 FERPs. So definitely you'll need to drop some of these. This game likes eating video RAM, so especially if you've got loads of assets. In here, the gameplay, there's a few things that can help with FPS. Dynamic weather, turn that off. Basically, that is rain, snow, things like that. That can give you a huge FPS drop. The day and night cycle is incredibly nice, incredibly beautiful, but it can hit your FPS quite badly. Show in-game guide pop-ups. It wasn't until recently that I realized you could turn that stuff off. Yay! And that's about it. So, I thank you guys for joining me, and hope you have a wonderful rest of the day.